Hey, welcome back. In this video, we're gonna do a little more exploration of AI tools and putting them in real world scenarios. While I'm doing these videos, I'm kind of documenting my own journey of exploration of a variety of different AI tools. I did a video similar to this last week where we invented the brand Warhorns headphones. And it was pretty cool, and I decided this week to do another video in a similar fashion to that, inventing a children's musical toy product. Now, the more I use these AI tools, the more I see two things. First, they're super powerful in the hands of a designer. They're gonna help you do better work faster. And second, they require a creative brain, a design brain, to be the person pushing them, to get the most out of them. They're still a tool. They react and garbage in, garbage out. So it's so beneficial to designers, but I don't think we're in a phase where your client is gonna be looking at an AI tool and saying, oh, just hire the AI tool instead of a designer. I don't see that happening anytime soon in the current state of the tools. I'm gonna share a few more thoughts about that at the end, but for now, let's dig in and create another product. We're gonna use a variety of different AI tools, not just ChatGPT and Midjourney like my video last week. And let's just check out the process. And I want you to pay attention to the real world scenario that I'm trying to put these tools through, that you can use these in this manner for your clients. Okay, let's go. We're gonna test the artificial intelligence tools by using just a loose description. And I'm gonna use the same description across a variety of different tools to see what kind of results we get and see if there's any consistency in how good these AI tools perform. So we're starting with these keywords: children's music player, piano style keyboard, big horn style speaker, LED lights, designed for toddlers. And if we turn that into a little description, it's a children's music player. It has a piano style keyboard, a big horn style speaker, and lots of LED lights that sparkle, designed for toddler age children. That's the description I'm gonna start using in the different AI tools. First thing we're gonna tackle is a name. And for the name, we're gonna use Namelix, which is a business name generator, AI, artificial intelligence, and I'm gonna pop in here the keywords and generate some name ideas. Okay, and it pops up. I do love this. I love that it gives you a variety of different logo style results. So we have things like Lumikey and Pure Rhythm, Kaleo, Milo, Mamba, Piano, Piano Flux, Bright Pawn, Piano Bright Glow, Pure Tone, Piano Kids. All right, and as I keep scrolling down, I found this one called Zazzie, which isn't too bad. Maybe we live with that. I like the Z's. It's fun to say. Little kids can say it. Let's go with Zazzie. Now, before we launch right into designing this whole thing, let's just check and make sure that nobody's using Zazzie as a product name for a musical instrument. So I'm gonna do a quick search on Google, Zazzie music. And we have Zazzie, a French singer-songwriter, but we have two Z's in our name. Zazzie on Apple Music, listen to music by Zazzie. So this is, again, that same person. So it's not a deal breaker. We probably wouldn't use it just because of the French singer-songwriter, but I'm gonna go with it for the sake of this video because, hey, it's not a real product. Now we're gonna create an AI logo and actually just see if we're even gonna use that, because so far I haven't been too impressed with any of the AI logo generators that I've found. I've tried Midjourney and some other ones. We're gonna use Brandmark, and it's easy on here. You can just click create my logo. We're gonna put in our product name, Zazzie, and a slogan is optional. We don't have one yet. And now we're gonna go and we're gonna just pop in our keywords that I've used so far. And click to see, and we can choose some colors. Let's choose this soft pastel color palette and generate some logos. Now here's the logos that it generated. We've got this Zazzie and this and this. All of them are word marks. Here we got some keys for like a piano keyboard. Not awful. A little music note. a guitar inside of this one, some keyboard notes on this one. Okay, so to be honest, I haven't been impressed with the AI logo generators. They're gonna get better, I assume, but for now, I think the logo designers out there, your jobs are safe for a bit. AI is not gonna steal your logo design job anytime soon. But we still need a logo for this project, so we're gonna go to Envato Elements, we're gonna download a template logo. Now here we just have stock assets, and I'm gonna go to Graphic Templates, click Logo, and then I'm gonna click on Kids Music, just to see what we get. And we get a few different logo options that we can download, musical notes. We're looking for something that might be appropriate for Zazzie. And we have this one with a hat and some notes coming out of it. It's fine, I'm gonna use this one. Now I've opened the logo template inside of Adobe Illustrator, and I need to just change this to our name, Zazzie. And we need a font that we can use. Let's go with this little font right here, Cooper Standard Black, always a winner. Now I'm gonna take this logo and save it in a few different variations. Okay, so now we have a logo. It's just a template logo. We're trying to do this fast. Next, we need some product images. So we're just gonna jump over to Midjourney and render some things out. And for this, I'm gonna use the full description, a children's music player. It has piano style keyboard, a bighorn style speaker, and lots of LED lights that sparkle, designed for toddler-aged children. And here you can see the renders that Midjourney gave us. Some pretty cool stuff. These look like something you'd see in the store. Nice plasticky, cool looking, fun, energetic keyboard players for little kids. It didn't capture the bighorn style speaker. My envision on that was something like those old record players with the horn coming out of it. But hey, this is pretty good for one prompt, just using the same prompt on all of these different things. Now in Midjourney, I'm gonna take each of these images, save them out so that we can use them in the website that we're gonna build here in a couple minutes. Now we're gonna jump into ChatGPT and get some content for a marketing website. I'm just gonna use the exact same description that we've been using for all other prompts. First thing we'll ask for is what content should be on the home page of the website. And this is some good results here. We got a clear, eye-catching image, short description of the product, call to action button to buy, user-friendly navigation, option to play sample music or sounds. Love that one. Highlight the safety features, social proof, customer testimonials. And then it even gives some guidance on the design. The overall design should be bright, playful, and visually appealing to young children and their parents. Next, we'll have it write 5 different headline options for us. Again, some good results here, introducing the ultimate children's music player, the piano keyboard with a big horn, with big sound and lots of sparkle. Bring the magic of music to your toddler's fingertips with our piano-style keyboard. Discover the power of sound and light with our bighorn speakers and sparkling LED lights. Unleash your toddler's inner musician and our fun and safe children's music player. Watch your toddler's eyes light up with joy as they explore the world of music with our piano keyboard. Some solid ideas to start with. Now we're gonna get 8 different feature bullet points that we can use on the site. And I think this is interesting because the prompt had 4 bullet points that were already defined. It's a music player, piano style keyboard, that kind of stuff. So it used those for the first 4, but then it goes into coming up with some new ideas. Easy to use interface, variety of built-in songs, durable and safe design, volume control and mute options, compact and portable design. So it got more creative than just what I gave it in the prompts. Now I'm gonna ask it for just website copy. Very broad, not a lot of specifics. All right, and just off of that one prompt, it spit out 5 different paragraphs of great usable copy that we can throw into our website. And the final thing we need is 5 calls to action. Calls to action or call to actions? Anyway, we need 5 of them. And some good options here. Bring the magic of music to your child's fingertips. Get your child started on their musical journey. Add to cart today. Experience the joy of music with your child. Click here to order. A couple other options. Good, solid content ideas to start with. You don't have to use this ChatGPT copy exactly as it is. Go in, read it, adjust it, but let it spark ideas for your copy. Now I'm gonna pull down some marketing images and we're gonna just take some stock from Envato elements. I'm gonna hit the Photos tab and then just do a search for kids dancing. And I'm gonna pull down a handful of these that we can use on the website that we're gonna build. Now let's throw it all together into a website. We're gonna use Editor X for that and check out what the results look like. For this, we're gonna use Editor X and we're gonna plow through this really quick. And when you think about AI and these tools that we have to use as designers today, I look at tools like Editor X as kind of this hybrid. It's not fully AI, but man, it's a tool that does a lot of the work in the back end for you. It writes the code. It does a lot of this production work using intelligence that's artificial. It's computer intelligence. And so these kinds of tools are just so powerful in the hands of a designer. Now on my screen, I've got all of the content that we exported from ChatGPT and then Editor X on the other side. When we go to start creating a new website in Editor X, we get to either choose a Wix platform or Editor X. Editor X is the more powerful sibling to Wix. Now, one of the ways that I like to start in an Editor X website is to just use one of the pre-built page starters that they have. You can also start with a blank canvas, which I like to do as well. But in that, we've got to start building everything from scratch. In this situation, we're going to pick one of these templates right here. It's going to be this one, this little financial company template, and we're going to convert it to be the Zazzie website. Now that template populates into my page right here, and we can start editing these elements and converting everything over to the Zazzie color scheme and the Zazzie assets that we've created. Okay, we're gonna pause right there for a second and take a look at this header that we have here, the hero section. We're using the copy from ChatGPT and these Zazzie assets that we created. This was the downloadable template logo. This was the little render shot from Midjourney. We're starting to get a totally different feel for the website than what that financial template was at the start. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I want to pause right here and just shout out the fact that I'm making design decisions. I'm making decisions on the use of color, the size of fonts, the style of font that is in here. I'm making design decisions. These AI tools and these kind of work for you intelligent tools like no-code platforms like Editor X, they don't take away the need for a designer. It's a designer using the tool to create what I want to create, but it's not making designers obsolete. I've got to be the one making design decisions inside of the tool. And you do that inside of even ChatGPT when you're asking it the right prompts to get the right information back. It helps for sure, but it's a tool in the hands of a designer. It isn't a replacement for a designer. All right, everything is converted over. You can see the kind of finished product right here. It didn't take long. I plowed through it quick. And my goal here is to just show the power of a tool like Editor X that lets you do custom design with no code. Like I can throw this together and we can hit the preview button and view this as if it were in a real web browser and see how things fade in and the whole site is completed, looks good. So that's the Editor X process. I know that I fast forwarded through a whole bunch of that, but just wanted you to see the speed and simplicity of using a tool like this and the fact that it gives you this customization. Because if you remember, the original financial template didn't look anything like this. We changed out colors, images, buttons, all the copy, all of it is converted over to a more fun, child-oriented looking brand. So let's check out a little sizzle reel of what this whole thing looks like all put together. So there's the results. I like how it turned out. I think that the product is interesting. I love Midjourney, blows my mind all the time. But there's definitely a Midjourney-esque feel to the output of what it produces. But it made a cool product. The name, Zazzie, I don't know if we would use that in the real world. I would push that a lot harder. The copy from ChatGPT, pretty solid. I've been impressed with ChatGPT. Editor X for sure speeds up everything. You can create cool sites in a short amount of time. But like I said at the start, you, the designer, still need to be involved. These are not designer replacement tools yet. And I believe that the short-term and even mid-term future of designers, your role is safe. Clients are going to need you. It's gonna be a while before the client trusts the AI. Yeah, a client might be able to put some inputs into AI and then it spits something back, like a brand or a name or a logo, but then the client has to know if it's any good. And I think it's gonna be a while before these AI tools are trustworthy enough for us to just accept the results as factually good. In the midterm, you as a creative need to be the one saying, hey, good job AI, that's good results. Or, hey, AI, I don't think that's gonna work. We need some different results for this input. And you keep working the AI tool to get the results that you want. That's what I see happening in this current era of designers and AI tools. I'm not worried about your jobs, and you shouldn't be either. I know that my video last time was depressing to a few people. In the comments, they were like, oh, it's kind of depressing. I'm trying to get back into design and now these AI tools are doing everything and it's so much better. It's not better, it's just a tool, a new way to do it. And you gotta get familiar with it. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, hit the like button. I appreciate that. Comments are so valuable to me. I love those. And if you hit the subscribe, I love that even more. So thanks so much. I got a lot more content coming for you. And we're gonna talk a lot more about ChatGPT and other AI tools in the future on this channel. And not just that, we're gonna see what else comes. And I'm gonna do my best to give you some real world working ways to improve your business. All right, thanks a lot. We'll see you soon.